Already had some issues with the baby, so I'm going to start closer to town.
The latest news about Captain Sig Hansen from Deadliest Catch is shaking the headlines, and fans can't believe what they're hearing. The man who's cheated death on the Bering Sea more times than anyone can count is finally confronting the one storm he can't outrun: time itself. From near-fatal health scares to shocking confessions about fear, family, and mortality, Sig Hansen is bearing it all. But is this the beginning of the end for the fearless captain of the Northwestern, or just the next battle in his lifelong war with the sea? Stay tuned, because the truth behind these headlines might change everything you thought you knew about him. Born in Seattle in 1966, Sigurd Johnny Hansen was raised with salt water in his veins. The grandson of Norwegian immigrants, he came from a long line of fishermen who carved their lives from the sea. His father, Sverre Hansen, was a pioneer in Alaskan crab fishing, helping create the opilio crab industry so crews could earn a living year-round instead of just seasonally. By the age of 14, Sig was already out there, battling freezing winds and hauling gear beside grown men. While other kids were in classrooms, he was learning lessons taught only by the sea: discipline, endurance, and respect for forces far bigger than himself. After high school, there was never a question about what he would do. He set out to fish full-time, spending 10 months each year on the Bering Sea and summers in Norway, chasing mackerel and cod. By 22, he was already a relief skipper, trusted to take the helm whenever other captains needed a break. 2 years later, at just 24, he became captain of the Northwestern, a 125-foot steel vessel that would soon become one of the most famous boats in the world. Even before television cameras arrived, Sig Hansen was already a legend among fishermen, a young man with the instincts of a veteran and the determination of someone who simply refused to fail. In 2005, the Discovery Channel launched a new kind of reality show, one that would redefine danger on television. It was called Deadliest Catch, a raw and unfiltered look at the brutal world of Alaskan crab fishing. And right at its center stood Captain Sig Hansen, rugged, loud, fearless, and born to command. He wasn't just steering a boat. He was leading men into chaos, daring the sea to break him. Instantly, audiences were hooked. The Northwestern became a symbol of endurance and grit, dominating the final Derby seasons in 2005 and 2006 by hauling the biggest catches and earning top honors. Through every storm, Sig stood firm at the helm, barking orders with precision and power. His leadership was tough, often harsh, but his crew trusted him with their lives. Under his command, the Northwestern built an incredible record, one of the safest and most successful vessels in the fleet, with no lives lost at sea. To millions of viewers, Sig Hansen wasn't just a television captain. He was living proof that courage, discipline, and instinct could defy even the most merciless ocean. But even legends have limits. In 2016, the world froze as Sig Hansen suffered a massive heart attack while filming. Fans watched their hero, the indestructible man of the sea, suddenly fight for his own life. Yet true to form, he returned the next season, scarred, slower, but unstoppable. Then in 2024, fate struck again. Sig woke to find his face swollen from a severe ear infection that nearly turned fatal. Later, he told Fox News, "If I'd been out at sea, I don't think I would have made it." For the first time, the fearless captain admitted that he wasn't invincible. The ocean could be conquered, but time and mortality would demand their due. In August 2025, a powerful headline spread across every major news outlet. Deadliest Catch: Captain Sig Hansen confronts mortality after life-threatening health scares. The man once known for fearlessness was now defined by reflection. At 59, after decades of battling the unforgiving Bering Sea, Sig Hansen began to understand what truly mattered. "Honestly," he admitted, "with family it opened my eyes. You see things differently with age." The fearless captain who once laughed in the face of death was now focused on being a better father, grandfather, and husband. After years of risking his life for the sea, Sig finally realized that no victory, no catch, could ever outweigh the people waiting for him at home. Behind this man of steel stood an even stronger woman, his wife, June Hansen. For over 2 decades, she's been his anchor through every storm, both literal and emotional. But in 2019, tragedy struck again when June was diagnosed with cancer. On Deadliest Catch, Season 15, Sig revealed the heartbreaking news. "It sounds like my wife has a form of cancer. We just don't know if there's more." It was one of the most emotional moments in the show's history, showing fans a side of the captain they had never seen, vulnerable, scared, and deeply human. For a man who had spent his life commanding a vessel through danger, nothing could prepare him for the helplessness of watching someone he loved face such a battle. June's illness forced Sig to step away from his usual focus on the sea and turn inward. It reminded him that strength isn't just about enduring storms, it's about standing beside those you love through their darkest days. Fortunately, by 2025, June Hansen was doing much better. Sig proudly shared that she now exercised daily, loved swimming, and was taking control of her health. He smiled when he said, "She's tougher than she looks." For Sig Hansen, her recovery became more than just a blessing. It was a turning point. It reminded him that life on land, surrounded by family and love, mattered just as much as any triumph at sea. Years of fishing had taken much from Sig Hansen: his health, his time, and his peace of mind. But it had also taught him humility. When you're ego-driven, when greed outweighs common sense, that's when things go wrong, he confessed. He recalled a storm early in his career when failing to sound the alarm in time left a crew member badly injured. The guilt haunted him for years, and from that moment he vowed never to lose focus again. Then came the fire, one of the most terrifying moments ever caught on Deadliest Catch, and his daughter, Mandy Hansen Patterson, was on board. Flames erupted suddenly, but thanks to quick thinking and sheer luck, everyone survived. For Sig, it was a chilling reminder. The sea never stops testing you, and this time, it was testing him not just as a captain, but as a father. The dangers of the job don't end when the storm passes. The Deadliest Catch fleet has endured more heartbreak than most could imagine. Over the years, beloved captains and crew members, Phil Harris, Tony Lara, Nick Mavar, and others, have paid the ultimate price for a life at sea. Each loss hit the fishing world hard, but none more so than Sig Hansen, who had shared both deck and screen with many of them. In 2024, when Nick Mavar, once Sig's trusted right-hand man, passed away at just 59, it struck deeply. It was a grim reminder that no experience, no reputation, could ever guarantee safety on the Bering Sea. By the time Season 21 arrived, fans began to wonder if it might be the captain's final voyage. Rumors swirled, headlines screamed, "Deadliest Catch star rethinks retirement after health scares." And this time, Sig Hansen didn't deny it. He admitted he'd been thinking about stepping back, giving more time to June, his daughters, and his grandchildren. But retirement would have to wait. That same season, he reunited with his old friend and rival, Captain Jonathan Hillstrand, setting sail for Attic Island in search of a rumored giant king crab. The journey was more than business, it was legacy. Fishing the same waters his father once braved, and now guiding his daughter, Mandy Hansen Patterson. Sig saw his life come full circle. The son turned father, the captain turned mentor. Today, Sig Hansen stands as more than just a fisherman or a television star. He is a survivor, a man who's faced death and disaster and found meaning in both. He's been tested by the sea, by fire, by illness, and by loss, yet he continues to rise. The Bering Sea made him a legend, but it also made him human. He has learned that strength isn't just about muscle or endurance, it's about knowing when to hold on and when to let go. He often reflects on his life with humility. "My wife spent decades waiting for me," he once said. "Why not give her what's left? Maybe one day he'll finally retire, maybe he won't." But one thing is certain, Captain Sig Hansen has already secured his place among the greats. His story isn't about fame or fortune. It's about courage, legacy, and the price of living a life built on danger and devotion. The Bering Sea gave Captain Sig Hansen everything: glory, pain, and a legacy carved in ice. It tested his strength, stole his peace, but never broke his spirit. Because for Sig, the ocean isn't just his workplace, it's his home, his destiny. And no matter how fierce the storm, his heart has always steered him back to shore. If you were inspired by Sig Hansen's incredible journey, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true stories of courage, survival, and the relentless spirit of the sea. Thanks for watching.